your phone calls today on the show. It's Talk Tuesday, and in time for Valentine's Day, we are taking your questions about relationships. Gail is here, LMFT, and also a family lawyer, Attorney Jesus Silva, if you want to talk about, divorce or child custody or support or anything like that. Lynn is our first caller. She's joining us on the line. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Yes, go ahead with your question.
Okay, I have a question. I work from home. We've been married for like almost 13 years. But those 7 years, probably, I'm kind of like working on our relationship because, I feel like I'm always the one giving, to my husband, like work from home, like working every day in the house, like cooking, all stuff like that. But I never feel like I'm loved. I feel like he's taking advantage. So what happened now, I waited, for him to change or something. And I know I do my part all the time. But now it's kind of getting less and less, love for him and respect. Or it's because, like, I felt like he's taking advantage to me.
Okay.
So I'm not even sleeping next to him because I don't feel like it. Like, I feel like he doesn't disturb me anymore,
Okay.
like those, moments and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely sad, Lynn. What is your question?
So my question is, how will I overcome those feelings?
Feelings, yes, definitely. When you've reached a point where, you've lost respect. Because,
we were talking about it, the one main thing that's important in a relationship is respect.
More than love.
On top of love, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
yes, okay.
And I think, love is a feeling, it can come and go. Feelings usually are never final. But respect it's a regard that you have for a person. So I think what I would suggest to Lynn is that she talk to the husband, and if it's possible for them to come in so that there's a third party or a therapist that can help them, and they need to communicate about those issues. She needs to let him know what her feelings are, because those feelings are coming out as not liking him anymore.
Right.
So those feelings of maybe anger or resentment or whatever, they're coming across as not liking him anymore, not respecting.
Right.
So you need to come back together as a couple, talk about your relationship, and find out what can you do about it, how you can work on it to make it better.
So communication. We're taking your phone calls today. It's Talk Tuesday on the show here in Southern California. For those of you watching us in Hawaii on Kiko, unfortunately, I'm so sorry you're getting us on the delayed telecast. Hindi po kayo pwedeng tumawag. But if you're in Southern California, please call us with your questions. Piggybacking on that, or as a follow-up question for Jesus, have you ever encountered couples or a person or spouses who would go to you and asking for divorce, but then the other partner is actually blindsided because they didn't know that this person was already thinking about that?
Very much so, absolutely.
Yeah.
They might have been in a situation not unlike Lynn's, where they'd been contemplating a divorce or separation for, like she said, 7 or 8 years,
right,
suffering through an otherwise intolerable marriage. Whereas if she communicated, if she spoke with a marriage family counselor, somebody like Gail, she might be able to realize that if she doesn't address these issues with her husband now, they will be addressed one way or another in a divorce or a legal separation. And then it's going to be done in a long arm distance relationship,
right,
sometimes via counsel, via attorneys.
7 years, we go back to what we were talking about
14,
earlier.
right?
Yeah, married 14, but the last 7 years have been, so is 7 years enough time to give a relationship?
Well,
or is it,
I think that those 7 years, I wonder if they've been working on their relationship, though, because I think she was saying that she was working on it on her own,
right,
without involving the husband.
Right.
And I think that's what we were talking about, that if we do respect our spouse or our partner, I think that we would respect them enough to be able to tell them that this is what's happening to me, and I am contemplating divorce, because if it's not going to turn out well, what are other options?
And that's a much easier topic to begin to broach than simply, if we do divorce, how are we going to divide up our assets? How are we going to divide up the parenting time on the children? So she may think that these are very difficult topics to discuss and address, but trust me, they are just the tip of the iceberg that you will be discussing if your relationship actually comes to a full and final ending.
I agree. And actually, we do see couples that the focus is to know how to separate the right way.
Amicably.
Yes.
Oh, you see that too. So
Yes.
whether or not you're going through a divorce or you're thinking of a divorce, whether or not your decision is final, seek a therapist because either way you can help.
Yes.
We're going to be talking, I want to ask you about that when we return on the show. Also, paalala po sa ating mga viewers, if you are, kung nahihiya po kayo with your questions, you may call us anonymously. You don't need to give us your name. Just if we can help you in any way, giving you advice today on the show, please do call us. We'll be back more. Don't go away.